Remarkably, the United States has been free of any major deadly earthquakes in 2019, but there have been thousands of smaller ones, and they've been spreading across the nation.
It begs the question, is the ground beneath our feet building up to something catastrophic? Or, as Paul Strand reports, could they be a blessing saving us from a major disaster?
More than 100,000 aftershocks have rumbled California since a 4th of July quake hit the Mojave Desert, followed by a 7.1 the next day.
I mean, everything was moving, the walls were just moving, everything.
In October, 5 large earthquakes shook the Pacific off the Oregon coast. Worrisome since that's home to the Cascadia subduction zone. Important because it could someday unleash what's likely to be America's deadliest natural disaster on everything west of Interstate 5. Scientist Jeff Zwirink at California's Reasons to Believe Institute says it's no surprise there's so much action on the West Coast.
You just look around the whole Pacific Ocean. That area is just surrounded by tectonic plates that are moving and sliding over one another.
And while he thinks California is prepared well for its inevitable quakes, 9 out of 10 commercial buildings and 8 out of 10 homes there still have no earthquake insurance.
We're going to have a lot more earthquakes, and we're going to have a lot stronger shaking.
Dr. Jones estimates if that Mojave Desert quake had hit LA instead, it might have cost $200 billion in damages. Elsewhere, more than 140 quakes hit Oklahoma just in October. But they may have an interesting origin.
Small-scale earthquakes that it looks like are human-caused. Some of that's related to the way we're drilling for oil down there.
But he doesn't find the swarms of quakes around the U.S. at all surprising.
There's some stuff in the Midwest, Missouri area, the New Madrid Fault. There's obviously stuff along the California coast. These are just places where we expect tectonic activity to happen.
Zwirink says no seismologists can really say whether these swarms will lead to the big one many fear.
As plates move, there's going to be energy built up there. And so in some sense, a whole bunch of small earthquakes may be better than a couple of larger ones, because you kind of dissipate that energy little bits at a time instead of having one big one that releases all the energy.
This man of science and faith says, don't let excessive fear eat you up.
You exaggerate it and say, oh, we're in imminent danger of having this big one that's going to wipe out humanity. Just as a Christian, I see it's best to be aware of what's going on, be adequately prepared and knowledgeable of it, but not make it a bigger deal than it is.
His other recommendation? Do everything FEMA advises in its When the Earth Shakes video, and you should be good to go.
Are your emergency kits packed? What about your family, your friends? Do they know what to do, how to get in touch, and where to meet?
Paul Strand, CBN News.